It's the end of an empire. For half a century, a tiny enclave has remained fiercely independent from the rest of Australia. But as Brady Halls reports, all good things come to an end.
Up until this week, Australia had two monarchs, Queen Elizabeth, and here was the other one in the cardigan.
Your Royal Highness, good to see you again.
My pleasure, sir.
Few Aussies realise that for the past 50 years, another country has been within Australia's border. Half a century ago, he was just Leonard Casley, wheat farmer. But in 1970, Mr Casley became Prince Leonard after he set up a principality and seceded from Australia following a dispute with the federal government over wheat quotas that would have made his farm unviable. The move was also serendipitous. The province, 500 kilometres north of Perth, soon became a huge tourist attraction. Around 25,000 Australians would cross the border into the Hutt River to have their passports stamped.
We have about 13,000 or so citizens now with Hutt River Province passports all around the world.
Buy some currency, post a letter and purchase some souvenirs. Becoming royal also won him his battle as to how much wheat he could grow, and for a long while he was officially recognised by Australia.
96, nil tax. 97, nil tax. 98, nil tax. You're a non-resident of the Commonwealth of Australia.
The Australian Tax Office clearly acknowledged his independence. So too Buckingham Palace and many world governments.
I haven't got 3 million.
But after all those decades, the Australian Tax Office had a change of heart in 2017 and decided to recoup millions of dollars tax that it said should have been paid.
The ATO have taken money out of my bank, taken money out of the Sun's bank. They've been burning off.
The enormous financial and legal pressures took their toll, and 3 years ago, well into his 90s, Prince Leonard abdicated in favour of his son, Prince Graham. Prince Leonard's wife, Her Royal Highness Princess Shirley, had already passed and is resting in the chapel. And then last year, His Royal Highness Prince Leonard died, and the fight with the Australian Tax Office fell onto other members of the royal family.
I think it's absolutely appalling.
Including his daughter, Princess Cheryl.
The royal family, everyone is just totally bewildered, frustrated, sickened.
And so it was this week that a decision was made that the Micronation will be ceded back into the Commonwealth of Australia. No one wanted to undo what Dad did, but like a band when the lead singer leaves, it never sounds the same. Princess Cheryl told me the family declined interviews given the difficult legal proceedings underway with the ATO. Our family is getting older, unable to fight like Dad did. Nothing fazed him. He liked the challenge and had the knowledge. Head of the royal family, Prince Graham, is now putting the property up for sale, seeking expressions of interest so the huge taxation bill can be paid off. COVID-19 didn't help them either. In January, the Principality's borders were closed to the thousands of visitors. It was perhaps the final nail in the coffin. After many months and lack of tourism being possible at this time, we, along with many other large companies, have had to make difficult decisions and not taken them lightly.
Jigsaw puzzle up here.
Throughout it all, the family stuck to their principles. While they didn't pay Australia, they say they didn't claim on us either. Never taking social security, medical benefits, child allowances or war veteran pensions they were entitled to.
I've sat down before royalty. I don't know how I got away with that.
Over the decades, I have done many stories on this quirky, very honest and friendly family.
Now you sit down first, then I'll sit.
I suppose we've got to have the protocol on film.
Thank you very much.
Who staunchly defended the reasons why they set up a country within a country.
This was all done for the principle that he believed you know, they didn't have the right to do by taking people's land from them or their livelihoods.
For my continuous reportage,
Please arise, Sir Brady, Knight Commander of the Royal Order.
I was duly rewarded for pleasing His Royal Personage. The Royal Order still at my desk to this day.
Good morning, Sir Brady.
But following this week's devastating news, things have changed dramatically.
Whatever.
The end of a dynasty, the House of Casley, is no more. But its 50 years of existence will ensure it will always remain part of our rich and sometimes eclectic history.
And yes, Brady has not been the same since he lost the title of Sir. Still to come, we put face masks to the test. The lab test results you have to see to believe.
Do you think, Cherie, people will be shocked at what we're about to see?
Oh, definitely, definitely.